This is all the latest news and gossip. Hey everyone, this is Tiara Marie, and in today's video, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Will and Jada address the August Alsina situation at the red table. Now, to be perfectly honest, I think their conversation was quite anticlimactic, but they did have a few revelations that a lot of us were happy to finally hear from their own mouths. But they only revealed so much because they know the views and the media sensation would be crazy regardless, no matter if they spoke for 1 minute or if they spoke for 12 minutes. So pretty much, this red table talk was exactly what they said in the video, just a little something to shut up the news and social media speculations so they can go back to living their private lives, which I have to say, I understand it's their right and their choice to be so private, but I also think it's unfortunate because they have so much wisdom they could give the world through their own personal experiences, if they're willing to open up more. But I won't do too much talking. Take a look at their red table talk here if you missed it, and I'll come back with my thoughts. Also, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. So first, can we address the fact that Jada used entanglement as another word for a relationship? AKA, y'all know when your legs become entangled with another person's? It's like, okay, is that what you're trying to describe here? That was hilarious, and I just had to throw that one out there because Jada was so funny trying to avoid calling her and August situation what it was, a relationship. And I love how Will called her out for that too. During the talk, one of the first things Will and Jada did was agree with a lot of people who were saying that the situation is none of anybody else's business and that it should have never been brought up the way it was, which I do get that, especially with it being a situation with celebrities involved. I do think that it should have been a mutual decision between Jada and August to bring it to the media to make it less messy for all involved. Now let's back it up a little bit. So if you don't know, around 2016 and 2017, there were a lot of Will and Jada divorce and separation rumors floating around. But no one could ever prove it, so this red table talk confirms all of those rumors. What didn't make sense, though, is how they tried to make it seem like Jada and August hadn't talked in years, and their relationship was about 4.5 years ago, but August was on Red Table Talk back during season 1 in 2018, just 2 years ago. So this is pretty confusing, and it's hard to prove where exactly on the timeline that video falls because it could have been pre-filmed before the series even got picked up. I also just have to say Will and Jada were both very comfortable when talking about August and saying his name. They even had a nickname for him, as you heard them calling him Aug throughout the video. I thought this was interesting because in most situations, the people involved would be so annoyed or angry at the person they were in an entanglement with that they wouldn't address him by name. So I think that in some ways that shows Will and Jada's maturity, but it also makes you wonder if there's something they're hiding. And what is it? Because they are way too comfortable. But maybe I'm reading too much into it and they'll just always have love for him, and maybe that's what I'm picking up. Another thing that we'll probably never, unfortunately, get a full understanding of is what exactly August meant by Will gave him permission to be with Jada. This is something that both of them denied during the talk, and Jada said, quote, "The only person that can give permission in that circumstance is myself." But she did clarify that maybe that was August's way of in my mind, though, this takes me back to the statement I made about how comfortable they are about talking about August. What I'm imagining, especially because we all know their family dynamic is abnormal, is that by permission, August more so meant that he could tell that Will was cool with the situation because August was probably still hanging around the family as a whole. so he knew Will had no animosity towards him. One last thing I will address to avoid this video getting too long is the way Will's face was looking during the talk. A lot of people were saying he looked like he had been crying and that his eyes were puffy. But honestly, if you look at any of his recent videos, his eyes at the red table really don't look too different. If anything, during the red table talk, I think he just more so seemed uncomfortable and annoyed that he even had to address this situation. But like Will said, he will get his payback. And I know he said it in a joking way, but I really think he was serious because he knows, intentionally or not, he's going to slip up one of these days too and have to have Jada by his side as he addresses the world for his past transgressions. So we'll just stay tuned for when that happens. Also, please stay tuned for one of my next videos because I'll be talking about who Will has been rumored to have been with during him and Jada's separation, with some photos to back up the claim. That's it for today's video though. Again, please comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you all so much for watching.
What up?
You do look
I look handsome.
What the hell? What
I
happened?
look handsome.